Okay, so I walked in the front door and I could hear the music playing upstairs, and that just kind of was the first thing that threw me to think, oh, wait a minute, to me that's a highly elevated event. There were lots of surprises when I walked in that room. People I had no idea would be there, just some total shocks. And I just really needed to walk through every table to say thank you and to just really see and appreciate who was there.
Can I get up and tell a story about meeting you at the Silver Spring?
Yes, you can.
People like Ron and Vicki I knew were going to be in attendance, but there were plenty of surprises when I walked into that room. Joe and Pat Parmalee from Columbia, Missouri, I had zero clue they were coming. And of course, Joe was Dean of Students when I started here. And Rob Cook and his daughter Allison, I had no idea they were coming.
Tonight is a meaningful night because we gather for not just a transition, but we gather to honor a legacy. I call her a legacy maker.
Yami kicked it off with so many kind words, and that set me off just a little bit.
Together, these efforts resulted in a philanthropic support totaling nearly $118 million during her time. LuAnn is loyal and trustworthy, and she's gentle. She's gentle, and we needed gentle.
I went to a table of good friends that maybe have game night more than once a month, and they found that comment very amusing, my gentle ways, because they only know me as a competitor at the game table.
I've learned that LuAnn is one of the most competitive people that you will ever meet. And we can talk about all the nice things and all the great things that she does. But one thing that you do not want to do is mess up a good rookie.
I do love a good game.
As I approach my junior year, I'll be honest, I was not looking forward to taking the required and dreaded nonprofit fundraising class.
I did have to laugh when Annika Cambeek talked about the dreaded philanthropy class that she had to take as part of her major. As an excellent student, I knew she'd have absolutely no challenges in that class, which she didn't.
Looking back, however, I used the knowledge I gained from that class every single day.
I also had to laugh at Andrew Saunders when he spoke on behalf of the faculty, and he mentioned that our office raises the money for them to go out on the disaster response efforts.
Whether it was helping students in financial need, mobilizing support so we could deploy into disaster response within 24 hours. I gave you lots of lead time.
And when he said often with 24-hour notice, I was like, yes, you realize that. Sometimes the time frame is pretty short. We've never not gotten the resources that we need for those students to go out because the donors love this place and they willingly give to make those kinds of things happen.
One board member said that 25 years ago he was told that she was among the top 3 philanthropy leaders in the Adventist system. But today he would have to challenge that statement because after working with LuAnn all these years, there is no doubt in my mind that she is the top.
I know that every ounce of you right now is not comfortable with all this spotlight.
So when Rethita Fike hired me here at Union in 1982, one of the things she told me very soon after I started was, your job is to make the president look good. And those words just really stuck with me. You know, I've spent my career making sure that public-facing people looked good. And my job was to stay in the background and make sure that they were carrying through on their role. So to suddenly have that spotlight flipped around on me was something I have tried to avoid, perhaps.
We wanted to have a vision to honor her legacy in a lasting way. And after some thoughtful consideration, she agreed to create, now we've amended it, but we'll see how you feel about it later. because Yami got involved in, she wins. The LuAnn Davis Family Tribute Fund for Student Scholarships. But when it was announced, one of our board members, Rich Reiner, he's not here so I can say his name, called and asked LuAnn, why isn't this scholarship going to be endowed?
I said, well, Rich, that would take $25,000, and I don't think that's the kind of money they're going to raise.
And then Rich Reiner called me and said, Jennifer, we have to raise $25,000. So I need the advancement staff to help me to show LuAnn our side quest and how much we have raised for the LuAnn Davis Tribute Scholarship for students. That is $100,000. Her legacy will live on for years to come.
The announcement of that scholarship, that was so outside of anything I would have expected that one did me in. And it's doing me in again.
It has been such a pleasure and an honor, my friend. We're not done yet either, right? we got some more work to do. To my family, thank you for supporting me as I lived out my passions, and for waiting for me to get home for dinner, no matter what time of the night that was.
And I was sitting mostly facing her while all the speeches were being made. In each one, you almost cried. In some, you were. And I could see why, because they were very tender testimonies. When they pulled that one out, that's when I saw the tears really flow. Why? Because she thought about all the kids that are going to be helped. That's what she cares about. That's her heart.